wondering what the Crayons have been up to since they quit? Author Drew Daywalt is out with a new sequel to the colorful tale. It's called The Day the Crayons Came Home. He's here today along with Sheila Muravati, founder of the Crayon Collection. Welcome, you two. So good to see you. This is exciting because the first book was a huge hit. So for those that are not familiar with the first book, give me what happened in the beginning and where the sequel takes us right now.
Well, in the first book, it's a box of crayons that threatens to quit by leaving a bunch of letters for Duncan, the young boy who owns them, and they feel that their colors have been maligned and misused, and some are overused, some are underused. Peach Crayon has had its wrapper peeled off, so it's naked. They have a lot of problems. So they appealed to Duncan, and at the end, he created a drawing that appeased all of their wishes. And
then they come home in the new book. Tell me what happens there.
Well, it's some of the some of our old friends from the first book, but it's a lot of new crayons. It's a bit of a companion piece sequel. So there's new crayons coming into it, and we didn't originally have a sequel in mind, but I was walking around my house maybe 6 months after the first book came out, and I saw a crayon melted to a sock by the dryer, and I thought,
we've all been there.
Yeah, right. Like so. I thought, well, wait, there's a book here. If the other ones were mad about how they're being colored, this one's head is melted to a sock. So there's a book. So I thought, this is the one that's left in the couch, and it's the one that's gotten melted. One gets eaten by the dog, and then, you know, the results of that. So it's a book about they write postcards to Duncan because they're lost. They come get me, and they all want to come home. They're like, you know, is there a place for me in the crayon box anymore? So it's about homecoming and acceptance of different people and different types of.
I love it. The process, and I want to talk to you, Sheila, about the Crayon Collection here. But the process of writing a children's book, you're writing the story, you come up with the story, and then you have an illustrator who follows along with you. Is that how it works?
Yeah, Oliver Jeffers. In the first book, it's done very similarly to Hollywood, where the writer writes it, sends it to the publisher, they pick the illustrator, and then they're done with it. So you're sort of like the screenwriter who's sort of, now it's in the director's hands.
Baby. Are you happy with how it turned out?
Oh, love it. And the second one, Oliver and I got to be in the same room and contribute. So
that's so cool. And what I love is taking it one step further than just a book. It's the call to action, which is collecting crayons. Tell me about this. This is really great, Sheila.
Yeah, it's just something that I started doing when I had my daughter, we were going to these restaurants and watching crayons get thrown away after barely being used, and basically seeing that there's these budget cuts in education. Teachers are spending all this money out of pocket. We got an average of about $750 a year that these underpaid teachers are spending. Meanwhile, there's climate change, there's all these issues with the environment, and we've got about 69 billion crayons being produced worldwide in a year. So just imagine.
69 billion crayons.
Yes.
And the number I have here is 22 billion are thrown away?
Yeah. And it's unbelievably high numbers of crayons being thrown away. And the truth is, this small action of just saving the crayons creates a change. And we believe that children will learn a lot about recycling and reducing, reusing, and also just becoming future philanthropists. So it takes it beyond just the crayon, but it's a good one.
What do you have?
Well, these are actually the crayons that we collect. So these are the samples of crayons that we get from restaurants that barely get used. This was a brand new pack that I found on a table next to us that the family was just going to throw away, leave them there. And so this is an example of one of our bins that we take to, you know, different events, and people are able to bring their crayons in there. And that way nobody has to throw them away.
Very cool. Got to ask, favorite color?
Black.
Yeah?
I'd have to say navy blue.
Navy blue. I'm a burnt sienna man, kind of myself. All right, you can meet Drew this Sunday at the LA County Museum of Art. He's going to be there to read and sign books, so it should be wonderful. That's in Hancock Park at 1:30. It's free with general admission. Remember to bring your unneeded crayons, of course, for Sheila's project here. For more information about the books and the Crayon Collection, just go to KCAL9.com and click on Seen on TV. Thank you, you two. This is fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Sandra.
All right.